State 7-on-7 tournament here in College Station rolls on with Dave Campbell's Texas football crew in tow. I'm Greg Tepper. That's Matt Stepp. That's Ishmael Johnson. We just spent a long day.
It was a little toasty. It was a little toasty.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm surviving.
I think we're all going to sleep good tonight. I will say that much. But one of the notable things is that Division III and Division II, the two smallest divisions, are finished. Let's get some final thoughts from what you saw in the Division III and Division II, the smaller brackets.
Looking in Division III, I think we talked about it before the tournament. East Bernard was one of the teams to watch, and they really proved it today. They really didn't get pushed until the semifinals against Franklin, and then Childress pushed them in the championship game. But I thought the Brahmas were clearly the class of the Division III bracket throughout the tournament, and they were really impressive. In Division II, you have Kaufman and Argyle. DFW teams, 3 out of 4 of the semifinalists are from the Metroplex with Kaufman, Argyle, and Midlothian Heritage. And Dumas, the surprise team at the Panhandle, had a great run, but Kaufman wins their second title with a win over their district rival Argyle. But I thought some of the Division II games were really entertaining. Dumas and Breckenridge was a fantastic semifinal game that I know we watched and came down to the wire. And I thought the Demons really the Panhandle had a good day with Dumas making the semifinals and Childress making a run to the D3 championship game. So good day for the Panhandle team.
Yeah, we did, and actually I ran into a Dumas fan who asked, who had made it to the semifinals. I said, "Oh yeah, well Childress is playing in the title game," and they're like, "Childress?" Yeah. It was like Panhandle, slander going on between there. I'd love to see it. You love to see regional rivalry.
Even Stratford, they got to the quarterfinals, in Division III. They upset Gunner in the round of 16, so it was a big day for the Texas Panhandle.
Yeah, Ish, you were at the Division III state championship game. East Bernard beats Childress. Tell me what you saw over there.
So Childress was arguably the hotter team coming in. They pulled the big upset over Wascom. That was kind of the thing that shook up the bracket. They had a really good showing against Crane, and then they had another really good showing against Dangerfield. So they really had started rolling, especially after that Wascom win. East Bernard, like you mentioned, they were blowing teams out. They were looking really good. Franklin kind of gave them their first punch, and Childress kind of gave them a punch as well. But they held on. They built a 2-touchdown lead, and then Childress they had a pick at the end that was unfortunately called back for 4 seconds. That kind of ruined it right there, and then the time ran out. They were able to kind of hold on. But the thing that impressed me most about East Bernard was, I talked to their quarterback, Dallas Novick, I think is how you pronounce his last name. They're a running team in the fall, right? We're going to see them line up and hand the ball off. He might throw, under 10 times a game, right, average. But I asked him, what's this do for your confidence and, maybe for the coaches as well, because they're apparently breaking in some new running backs as well. So, maybe lean it more on a 4-year starter like him to throw it around a little bit more to these receivers now that they have a lot of confidence. Of course, naturally with 7-on-7, you build that natural camaraderie. You get yourselves out of these jams. And so, yeah, it was just one of those more impressive moments for them.
I was covering the Division II championship game. They're going on simultaneously there, and I'll tell you that for Kaufman, you got to remember, this is a district game against Argyle. Okay, this is a district game, and you could tell. Okay, there was an extra level of intensity. There was some chirping going on, both on the field and around the field. This was probably the closest we came to some yelling matches and stuff like that. But on the field, what I was so impressed with Kaufman was that they felt so confident in their offense, and that defense came to play against an Argyle team that, my takeaway from watching Argyle is, I don't know if they're going to have those big-time explosive playmakers that they had last year, but they are just so solid as the day is long. Super sound, both on offense and on defense. In the end, it ended up coming down to basically a tipped pass that was intercepted by Kaufman. They were able to build that 2-touchdown lead and hold on from there. And it was nuts. You could feel the intensity of the championships there. It was a different style of ball game there, and that really made it for a fun atmosphere there in College Station. So that rounds out the smaller classifications. But then, after that got done, the big boys showed up, and Division I bracket got underway. The pool play, of course, you could watch some of the action on TexanLive.com free, thanks to our friends at the Texas Army National Guard. I want to hear, you and I were driving around. Give me a team that really stood out to you today.
I don't want to steal them from Ish. I think I may steal Ish's team. I thought Mission Vets going 3-0 today. Big underdogs in their pool. No one, including us, didn't give them much of a chance to get to the championship bracket, and they haul off and start the day off with a big win over Prosper, dominated Prosper for the most part, and they get close wins over Buda Johnson, and then the Hail Mary at the end of the game against Klein Collins. I think Mission Vets is really flying high, heading into the second round. They were probably the surprise team of the day for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. We talked with David Gilpin earlier, and he was saying we've already won just by being here. That was coming off of just beating Prosper, and then they won 2 more. So impressive stuff. Ish, give me a team that impressed you.
Midland Christian. They pulled the upset over Geyer. That was a huge win. They were able to hang with them. They really kind of hit them underneath with a lot of short passes, and Geyer really took a while to get used to it. They finally switched to his zone, but by that point, they really just couldn't get a hold of it still, and they ended up pulling the upset, and they're going to the championship bracket now.
And they're playing Mission Vets in the first round tomorrow.
That'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun.
Little Elm impressed me. Little Elm came out with some swagger. They looked really, really good, earlier today. We also got to catch the end of the Frisco Lone Star and Richmond Foster game. Both those teams impressed me. But I'm going to cheat a little bit on my own question, and I'm going to say, what impressed me was the quarterbacks. Okay, the quarterback play we saw here was to what you would expect. Jackson Arnold from Denton Geyer. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he was great.
He was excellent. Bishop Davenport from Spring, I was very impressed with. Garrett Rangel from Frisco Lone Star showed out. A number of big-time quarterbacks showed up on the big stage. And by the way, we got to see Cade Klubnik and some of these darts he was throwing.
He was on point. He looked really good in the little bit that I saw. I will say one more team that really impressed me, College Station. Mm-hmm. Just the dominance they showed in their pool play, winning their 3 pool games that combined 119-18. Pretty impressive from the Cougars, who we think we have them ranked really high in the preseason magazine, and we listed them as one of the favorites in the tournament, and they lived up to the billing on day one.
So there's one more half day to go. We're all going to go tuck ourselves into our little football beds and wake up tomorrow.
I got my onesie. It's all ready to go.
Football onesie. We will stop laughing, Pickle. She's behind the camera. Give me one game tomorrow you're going to be locked in on, a game that you are going to say, Tepper, I'm commandeering this golf cart. We are going to watch this game.
I'm going to go Shadow Creek and Lake Travis first game. That should be really fun at 8:45. We saw Shadow Creek against Little Elm, and they're as advertised, really athletic, and I think they'll give the efficient Lake Travis offense some problems, because Shadow Creek, offense is a little hit or miss, but defensively they can slow you down, and so I think that'll be a fun game to watch in the opener.
Give me Mission Vets Midland Christian. Yeah. I think that until that, College Station's looming in that bracket as well, but I think one of those teams could make an interesting run to very least that regional final of that bracket, and then maybe give College Station a good run, because I think that one of those teams is going to get on a hot streak because they're feeling themselves right now.
A lot of great games out there, but one Klein Kane and Klein Collins, okay? You get Klein ISD matchup in the first round of the championship bracket.
Kind of one of those weird quirks of the bracket, right?
Yeah, but it ends up working out for our sake, because I have a feeling there's going to be an extra level of intensity of that game. All these games, when you get to the bracket play, they all have that extra level. That feels like it could be even better. So, of course, we've got one more day of coverage on TexasFootball.com here at the State 7-on-7 tournaments here in College Station. Of course, you can watch it for free at TexanLive.com, thanks to our friends at the Texas Army National Guard.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.